I was in a car accident. I'm at a Shell gas station. It's been a while since I have recorded a video. So this video, I'm going to warn you in the beginning, it's probably going to be a long video. I'll put timestamps in the video so you can just go to wherever you want to go. But yeah, a lot has happened since I last uploaded a video. I think my last video was the debt-free journey video. So yeah, a lot has happened since then. And yeah, something that 2021 has taught me is that even if you accomplish a huge goal like that, like getting rid of all of your debt, paying off all of your debt, even though that has been a dream of mine for most of my adult life when I started getting into debt from college and everything else, it doesn't, like, accomplishing a goal that you had for a long time won't solve all of your problems. It won't bring you that perpetual happiness that I might have naively believed I would have after becoming debt-free and having money in my savings account. Because a lot has been going on since that video, and I've been kind of sad and stressed out and frustrated, which is normal. And I'm grateful for these frustrations because they have been teaching me that really is just a part of life. And rather than trying to get to a point in life where you're just coasting in life and you get rid of all the things that make you sad or frustrated or stressed, life has been teaching me that that's a part of life, and it's better for you to learn how to just work through them rather than try to get rid of everything that causes those emotions to stir up inside of you. So yeah, I'm grateful for all of the sadness and stress I've been going through since becoming debt-free. You know, knowing this and learning what I've learned about life, it doesn't always make things easy. You're still going to go through the feelings and feel how you feel, and I've been feeling stressed and sad. One of the first reasons is because I got in a car accident. When you live in your car, getting into a car accident is much worse because you're not just losing your car, you're losing your home. So I lost my home for a month. I was really frustrated. When I brought my car to the collision center, I thought that they would have it for like a week. And then that guy told me a month. And I was heartbroken. Luckily, I was able to stay with my brother. In his home, he has like a fully finished basement, bathroom, bedroom, everything. So I was able to just stay in that extra room in the basement. And that was fine because my brother and I are super close, and it was nice for us to be able to catch up and spend that time together. But I missed my car. And I was just really frustrated with getting into that car accident. And it really made me think, you know, when I start traveling, I have to be so careful because I'm not going to be in a place where I have someone, where I know someone and I can stay with them. I would have had to pay for 1 month of room and board, or whatever you call it, 1 month of living in a hotel or an Airbnb or extended stay or whatever, you know. That's not cheap. You know, being debt free and having a job with a decent salary doesn't mean I'm balling. I'm not balling at all. And that would have really hurt me if I would have had to spend a month's worth of, if I would have had to pay for a month of living in a hotel or extended stay or something like that. So that put things into perspective for me. I'm driving so much safer now, and I'm a safe driver anyways. I wasn't even driving. The car accident happened at a red light. Luckily I had like insurance, like full coverage or whatever. It's really good insurance. So if I hadn't had the insurance that I had, man, I would have been broke. I would have been back in debt. And that's scary. That's scary. And that's stressful. But it was a stress that I needed. It helped me put things into perspective and make better decisions when driving. And and yeah, I want to start having like what these things called sinking funds. You know, a sinking fund for my car, for medical bills, whatever. In addition to the savings that I'm currently growing right now and the investments that I'm growing. And then when I got my car back, The collision center wouldn't give me my car back until I put my seat back in, because I took my passenger seat out in order to put my bed in here. And I get it, they wanted to make sure on their side that they were covered legally. They don't have time for problems, and I get that. But I was pissed because I've been to so many other car shops and mechanics, and they don't make me put my seat back in. But these people would not give me my car back until I put my seat back in, so that the airbag light would turn off. So that's just a little tidbit information for you all. If any of you want to live in your car and you remove one of your car seats in order to put a bed in, your airbag light is going to be on perpetually. It's just always going to be on when you turn your car on. And if you get into a car accident, or if you have to give your car to any type of shop, ask them beforehand if they are okay. Like, let them know, I took the car seat out, the airbag light is on, will you give me my car back with the airbag light being on? I'll sign whatever paperwork you need to sign so that I'm fully responsible for the airbag light being on. But, you know, ask them that before you hand over your car, because once you hand over your car, you know, they have the right to do whatever they want to do, apparently, because they didn't have to give me my car back, apparently, and that really pissed me off. Yeah, so the car seat had to be put back in. It had to look like a normal car. Then they gave me my car back, and then I had to take the car seat out again so I could put my bed back in. And that was just a lot of extra stuff that I feel like could have been avoided. My battery's dying. So yeah, the car issues, and then I'm in a relationship with Moosa. I have mentioned him before, and he even responds to some of the comments under the Simple Enough channel. But, you know, relationships in general are not easy, but then when you add long distance to the mix, you know, miscommunications can be so common. Like, even miscommunication can happen even more, because there's just normal miscommunication between humans, and then there's that distance, which adds more potential for miscommunication and misunderstanding. So he and I were going through that together, stresses of relationships, and he and I don't want to get into, you know, why we're long distance when I'm living in my car on this channel. So yeah, we have our reasons, but we are long distance, and that just causes additional stress to the regular stresses of relationships. So I was sad about that, and then I ended up getting sick and I felt so horrible. I had this horrible headache for a week. It was one of the worst headaches I've ever experienced. I had body aches. I had extreme fatigue. I just felt so bad. And I don't get sick often, so getting sick and then getting that sick, that was really tough for me. There was a point when I was sick and I was just chilling in my car. I finally felt good enough to eat something, so I ate an apple. And I was just going to record a little bit of the day in the life of me living in my car when I'm sick. And I started recording and I bit the apple, and the apple triggered something in me. The apple was delicious because I hadn't been eating anything. The apple was so good, it made me cry. But it wasn't just the apple that made me cry. It was, I feel like I needed to cry, and the apple triggered it. And then all the emotions, from the car issues that I was having, to the relationship issues I was having, to being sick and feeling horrible from being sick, you know, it was all just coming out. And yeah, I'll show you a little clip. I stopped recording because I was like, I'm not in a place to record right now. But yeah, I was just crying and eating my apple. And I laugh at it now, but at the moment I was really sad. I was really, really, really sad. I was feeling really defeated by life. My job stresses me out. You know, I mentioned in my debt-free video that I got this $80,000 a year job that I wasn't looking for. It just fell into my lap out of nowhere, which I'm super grateful for, because without this job I would not have been able to pay off my debt as fast as I did. But like with most jobs, when you get a higher salary, there's higher stress, there's a higher workload, and that's what happened in my case. I'm responsible for so much. I'm a professional chef, so the job that I got is a private chef job for a huge mansion. I believe it's like the biggest mansion in the area that I live in. And you know, they have a full staff. They have 2 housekeepers, 2 nannies, maintenance guy, several security members, 6 family members, extended family members who are always there, and I'm responsible for feeding them. I do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, cleaning up the kitchen, just all of this stuff I'm responsible for. Food costs, food budgeting, getting the groceries, putting the groceries up, and organizing the cabinets and the refrigerators. You know, I have so much on my shoulders. And then I look at my coworkers, they have like 2 nannies, 2 housekeepers, 2 of them, but there's only 1 of me. And at least from my perspective, my workload is a lot bigger than theirs, and there's only 1 of me. So that's like frustrating. I work 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. I work a few hours on the weekend planning menus, like ordering groceries, trying to budget. It's a lot. And it's stressful. I have that on my shoulders. And then on top of that, I've been having a power sourcing issue. The 12-volt charger that I showed you that I was using to power my Goal Zero Yeti, it's a great product and I still recommend it if you are someone who car camps from time to time. If you're living in your car full-time and you need consistent power, you need a consistent power source like every day, then that 12-volt charger can't handle it. It can't handle it. Even the cigarette lighter, the 12-volt outlet in your car can't handle it. Mine died twice. It's just not made to be used every single day. So I had to deal with that. I ended up having to put my refrigerator up in storage, and I got a Yeti cooler instead, which broke my heart because I love my refrigerator. And it was really frustrating for me. You know, after working 12 hours a day, I have to go to my office to get my ice packs because I don't have anywhere else to keep my frozen ice packs except the refrigerator and freezer in my office, in the little main kitchen area in my office. It's a simple task, but it's a lot after you've worked 12 hours a day, you know? And I got this expensive Yeti cooler and these really pricey ice packs because I wanted it to last. I didn't want to have to change my ice packs every day, you know, I wanted it to last. But I don't care how good the reviews are for Yeti coolers or Ozark or whatever the other name brands are. You're living in your car full time, it's summertime, and you have a black vehicle. You know, the best cooler in the world isn't gonna keep your stuff cold for more than 24 hours. Your ice packs are gonna be soft, your ice is gonna melt. Sometimes I will have to have the ice packs and get ice. And then when the ice melts everywhere, I will put the ice in like trash bags to try to eliminate a lot of the liquid pooling down into the bottom of the cooler. But either way, some would still get out. It was a mess. Some of my things would get soggy. I have to drain it. Like, that was frustrating. And that's just some of the things that I'm mentioning. The car wreck, normal relationship issues that both partners try to navigate, a stressful job, power sourcing issues in my car, getting sick and feeling horrible, and just, yeah, all of that became a lot for me. So at the last minute, I decided I couldn't take it anymore. I really was not planning to do this, but I just decided things were too much for me. So I took a week off from my job and I went camping. And the woman of the mansion that I work at was not too happy about my last minute notice, my last minute request for taking a week off, because, you know, there aren't 2 chefs. I don't have a sous chef, you know, it's just me. But I didn't care. She could have fired me. I wouldn't have cared, because my mental health, my mental state was in such a bad place that nothing else mattered. I told her I needed that week off. I took that week off and I took my butt to the woods. I went far away from civilization. Luckily, I went at a time of the year when it wasn't, I guess it's not a popular time to camp, because I feel like I had the whole place to myself. It was beautiful. There was a beautiful lake, and it was just really what I needed. So that's what the rest of this video will be about. I'm just gonna show you my camping trip, where I went, the things that I did to try to improve my mental health before having to go back into work and back to the real world. yeah, it was really nice. It was really sad when I had to leave and go back to reality, but it was much needed and it really helped me. I spent a lot of time on this trip crying. I cried so much, which is a really great release for me. I've always been known, and I still am known, as this really tough person who can handle anything, who doesn't cry. The only people who don't see me that way are like is Moosa, because he knows me. He's around me more than anyone else on earth. So, but everyone else in my life thinks I'm this tough person. They've always thought that. So my whole life I felt the need to be that. And I would not cry. I've gone years without crying because I was like, I'm not weak like everyone else. I'm tough, I'm not weak. And over the last few years, I've realized I don't want to be that. That's not healthy for me. And I want to cry when I want to cry. Sometimes I want to cry and I genuinely can't. And that's okay. But if I feel it, I'm not going to hold it back anymore. Like, I want to cry. Even if no one is around me, I would feel weak for crying. Even if no one, I'm all by myself. And that's quite ridiculous. You know, whether you're a man or a woman, if you need to cry, then you should cry, is how I feel. If you feel like it's going to help you. Sometimes it might not, so that's for you to decide. So I cried a lot on this camping trip, and it really helped me. You know, I wrote things down, I read, I slept, and it was what I needed. And I came back to the real world feeling a lot more prepared and able to handle all the stresses of life. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you that part, and that'll be the rest of the video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed hearing my little life updates, what I've been going through, the lesson that I've learned. If you have any questions or comments, of course, leave them below. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. A lot of other things have changed. Like the stuff that I mentioned here, that was just part of the things I've been going through. There have been other major changes in my life that I'll have to share with you in another video. So yeah, I'll do that in another video. But until then, enjoy this vlog of me going camping and trying to improve my mental state. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. It started raining as soon as I got to my campsite, and typically I love rainy days. Rainy days and stormy days are two of my favorite types of weather. But on this day, since my mood was already a little down, I was already feeling a little depleted, the rain kind of amplified those negative feelings. So when I got to my camp spot, I decided to just cook some food. Food is comfort for me. So I made one of my favorite soups with some veggie dumplings and some tempeh. I had a really good chocolate bar, and I just ate some good food and tried to relax and ease my mind on that first night of camping. I'm super sleepy, but it's only 6 o'clock, so I don't want to go to sleep right now because then I won't be able to fall asleep later. So I'm just going to try to stay up and hopefully I'll be really sleepy by like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. We shall see. At the end of the night, I decided to create a nice little vibe. So I got my LED lights. This is the remote. And I found some nice colors that made me feel calm and relaxed. And I watched a good movie.
But you know how it goes. They love what we make.
I turned 2 of my lights on because it was a little dark in here. And then I thought, man, what time is it? It's already starting to get dark. It's 10:46 a.m. It's not even noon yet. This is how I want to live most of my days. Like, it's only 10:46. And I don't know why. I feel like the days usually go by so much faster because I work so much. I work. You know when you work a lot, like the days go by slowly but really fast. I just know that it's Tuesday and it's 10:46 a.m. and I've cleaned up, gotten dressed, made my breakfast smoothie, got to stare at the lake and relax, had some kind of weird worm almost crawl on me, you know, and it's only 10:46 a.m. What I was trying to convey is that I was really enjoying how slowly the day was moving. It's not something I'm used to at all. I'm used to my days moving really, really fastly because I work so much. From the time I open my eyes, I'm thinking of my never-ending to-do list, and then in what seems like the blink of an eye, the day is over. And I can't think of many things I did in that day to care for myself. It was just work and things that I needed to do, things I needed to do for other people. So on this day, for me to have completed my entire to-do list and it only be 10:46 a.m., it really surprised me, but I enjoyed having a taste of the calm, peaceful lifestyle that I'm working towards living for the rest of my life. It was really nice. So this is my lunch. I've already eaten most of the tempeh because it was really good and I'm hungry. And I have my broccoli, and I'm just going to scoop rice out of this bag, and I have a mandarin orange cup for dessert. It is 1:40. Time is just different out here. Time is different out here. The next morning, I went outside and explored a little bit. I was not wearing proper shoes, so I kept slipping and falling. But other than that, I had a really good time being outside with the trees and sitting next to the lake, and yeah, it was really, really nice. Being here motivated me so much to continue working towards my goal of financial freedom and not being tied to a job for the rest of my life. So I felt inspired to put more money in my savings account, and I went ahead and transferred another $1,500 into my savings to work towards my goal of living simply and free. Oh, there's a fish. I don't know if I can zoom in. Oh, there's a few of them. Zoom in. On the last day, I went ahead and got some work done. I planned some menus that I knew needed to be turned in soon. And although I felt better at the end of this trip than I did at the beginning of the trip, I did start to feel some anxiousness creeping in on the last day with the thoughts of my never-ending to-do list. And I didn't want to do any work on this trip, but I am glad I went ahead and made my menus and put myself ahead of schedule so that once I got back to the real world, I could start it with a little ease and a little less heaviness on my shoulders. When I decided to go car camping, I wanted to be smart about my food and have easy to prepare meals, and then some already prepared meals that are still healthy, like this. So, and not even just for car camping, for car life in general, because you know, our kitchen space is limited. I can't make the elaborate meals that I would like to make. Here's the nutrition facts in case you're curious. You can just pause and look at that. And here's the ingredient list if you're curious. Oops. That's what happens when you're looking in the camera viewfinder and not at the actual food. I'm just enjoying the quiet my last night before I go back to the city. I look forward to living this way full time.